U.S. President Donald Trump says he's optimistic that a trade deal can be worked out with Canada by the Friday deadline he has imposed on the NAFTA negotiations. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau says an agreement by then would be possible.
We will continue to be creative and constructive around the table. We're working now. We sent our whole team down to Washington to engage in this week's negotiations. We recognize that there is a possibility of getting there by Friday, but it is only a possibility because it will hinge on whether or not there is ultimately a good deal for Canada, a good deal for Canadians. I've said from the very beginning, no NAFTA deal is better than a bad NAFTA deal, and we are going to remain firm on that principle because Canadians expect us to stand up for them, and that's exactly what this government's going to do.
Meanwhile, yesterday, Foreign Affairs Minister Chrystia Freeland credited Mexico with clearing the way for talks between Ottawa and Washington by agreeing to compromise on labor and wages. Freeland is in Washington for ongoing NAFTA negotiations.
A lot has been accomplished. I've spoken already about rules of origin and the labor chapter and the progress which Canada was very much a part of in creating better conditions for working people in Canada and also in the United States in high-wage countries. Our workers have been concerned for a long time. It was one of our election issues about the ways in which trade agreements can harm blue-collar workers in high-wage countries. There are some important things that we believe we have accomplished together with the United States, and thanks to some significant compromises Mexico was prepared to make to support Canadian workers. That is a really important step for us, and it has set the stage for very intensive conversations and negotiations that we're going to have this week. It's probably worth pointing out, as Ambassador Lighthizer has, that we have been, both at the ministerial and at the officials level, very closely engaged and working on all of these issues for more than a year. We've been in good contact throughout the summer, and we are working extremely hard, extremely intensely, and we continue to be optimistic about the progress that we can make this week. This, as everyone knows, is an extremely intense period in the negotiation, and Ambassador Lighthizer and I have agreed that the best way to make progress is not to be negotiating in public on specific issues.
The agency administering standardized assessments in the province says math test scores among public elementary students have been decreasing over the last 5 years, indicating government efforts to reverse the trend haven't worked. In its annual report released yesterday, the Education Quality and Accountability Office said the strategy implemented by the previous Liberal regime appears to have failed. The EQAO data shows that 49% of grade 6 students met the provincial math standard last school year. That's down from 54% in 2013-14. Among grade 3 students, 61% met the provincial standard in 2017-18, down from 67% in 2013-14. Meanwhile, 45% of grade 9 students enrolled in the applied math course met the standard, while that figure stood at 84 for those in the academic math course. Education Minister Lisa Thompson called the math results unacceptable and said the new Progressive Conservative government has refocused $55 million of current math resources to help with teacher training in the subject area. Thompson added that the ministry has released a new teacher's guide and parent fact sheet to help educators and parents focus on traditional formulas and memorization techniques. McDougall Energy announced yesterday that it has entered into a branded wholesaler agreement with Husky. with the right to sell Husky-branded retail petroleum products and proprietary brand convenience store products. McDougall Energy, a third-generation, privately owned company, has been serving customers for over 70 years through its expanding network. As one of Canada's best-managed companies for 7 consecutive years and a marketer and distributor of gasoline, diesel, lubricants, heating oil, and propane, this agreement gives McDougall Energy the opportunity to expand its retail presence across Canada. The agreement will take effect on September 15th. On August 27th, City Police officers arrested 22-year-old Matthew LaRue of Chartwell Drive for robbery. Police say on the 26th, the accused assaulted a woman by choking her and threatened to kill her while he was holding a knife. A second woman was also threatened with the knife, and both victims were locked in a bedroom. Police say LaRue then took various items belonging to the victim and left. LaRue was arrested and charged with robbery, choking, 2 counts of assault, 2 counts of forcible confinement, and assault with a weapon. He was held for bail court. Also on August 27th, police arrested 42-year-old Chad Guerin of Pilgrim Street for theft. Just after noon, officers watched the accused checking businesses in the Second Line East area. Officers followed Guerin into a business where he tried to leave the store without paying for $50 worth of merchandise. Guerin was taken into custody and was charged with theft under $5,000 and possession of stolen property. He was held for bail court.